So I'm gonna try doing these things, and I'm not really sure if anyone's gonna watch them, care, or if they do, maybe they'll just get pissed off anyway. But basically, I just have a few, you could call them rants, a few things that maybe my opinion is a little bit dramatic or different than most, yet for some reason I feel the need to get it out. But all that being said, today what I'm going to try and talk about is a living wage. Um, and so this is obviously a very controversial topic. There's not a clear answer, but I think there's a lot of agreement that there is a problem. Um, and so the way would really start this is to just kind of try and paint a picture that I've imagined. And that picture is just of a world a little bit different than this one. Not that different, nothing too dramatic, but one where instead of people having to take the first job that might come their way out of college, or that, in many cases won't be able to go to college, that what if they were able to pursue the things that they cared about? And oftentimes that ends up being the things that they're really good at. We've got this whole population here that we're not even utilizing because of our obsession with everybody making sure they pay their dues. And we've gotten so far into that at this point that we don't even care if things are done right. I remember, especially with school, it was so evident because you got credit even if it was wrong. You got credit for completion. As long as you tried, you would still pass. And okay, I get it. Nobody likes to make a kid cry. Nobody wants to tell someone they aren't good at something. But what it is that we've let ourselves go so far beyond what really matters. And what really matters is getting stuff done and solving problems and making a better world. And so this world I'm trying to paint a picture of is one that really it it has so much more possibility. It has so much more beauty because everyone is engaged in what they really want and what they really care about. And instead of taking that first job, maybe what if every person over 18 got $1,000 a month? That's not a lot in America. It's not. It's not going to, nobody's going to get that and say, my life is over. I just get to chill and do whatever I want the whole time. No, nobody's really going to say that with something like that. But they might take a part-time job instead of a full-time job while they go to school. Or they might try and survive on a little bit of savings because they know they have that check coming in every month while they're looking for their better job, trying to get into, robotics instead of getting locked in user interface design if you're a coder, it's really, it's subtle, but I think if somehow, and maybe living wage isn't the right way to do this. Maybe things need to be cheaper. Maybe they need to be anyway. But maybe there is another way to achieve this world where everyone is engaged in doing what they love and what they want and what they care about every day. So who picks up the garbage, right? you know, who unpacks the groceries, who does all these shitty jobs that we've decided aren't good enough for most of us. Well, there's maybe your answer and your problem is that it's not like any of these are better or worse for anybody. It's what you're good at. And, I think a lot of these jobs that we don't necessarily like as humans are ones that tend to rely on our strength instead of our intelligence. And for some people, that's great. For a lot of people, I don't think it is. And that's where robots are going to come in. And it's going to happen. It's going to take longer we expect because, obviously we're flying cars. Um, it just takes forever to get anything through any regulatory body in this world. But that's my picture, is that instead of this being some sort of handout um, that allows and enables people to live a less productive life, um, ultimately that should be their choice. But then again, we don't want to unnecessarily incentivize a situation like that. And so I'd be really interested to see what a world like that might look like. And that's why I think a living wage is worth something. I think it's worth talking about. Because I don't think people are fundamentally lazy. It's a very common idea for people to say, yeah, he's just lazy. He's just going to be, if you gave him what he needed, he's going to sit at home and drink or smoke or whatever their vice might be. And sure, there's people that might pursue that. And I think a lot of that actually might be much more short term than we'd imagine. If people did have a living wage, yeah, first couple months, de-stressify. There'll be so many jobs being quit. There'll be so many people taking time off work and just giving up on trying to find new jobs and maybe not even going to school the next day. But yeah, after a month, maybe a little longer, people get bored. And people want to do things. I mean, I just simply don't believe that we would be able to live in this civilization that we've created if we were all just lazy. We would still be in caves. That's just how it would work. We would have no need to build up this society that to store food and try and make better technology to have cleaner water and to distribute it and all of these things that took all of us. It wouldn't exist if we were just a bunch of lazy assholes. So that thought to me is just insane. It's just an excuse to keep the status quo, to not change, to be scared, all those types of things. And so really what I think is that we need to try something new. And I would be really interested to see what a living wage could do, and I'll be watching closely if there's any countries that do try it, and I hope to see the greatest new round of innovation humanity's ever seen because of it. Because we've suddenly taken all these people with the same size brains as everyone else that were in shit jobs, with shit hours, coming home to shit houses, to suddenly feel like it's their life again, that it's their world. I don't know. I'd be interested to see.